Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Alex Catalan, and I'm the Regional Manager for Traction Next, and I'll be your moderator for today's webinar. On behalf of Ovado Technology and Traction Next, I would like to welcome you all to today's webinar, Mobile Wallet, the next generation of digital marketing. The webinar is scheduled for 45 minutes to an hour, including Q&A. And before I begin, and before I introduce you to our speaker, I would like to go over some basic housekeeping rules. Participants will be muted throughout the webinar to allow David to speak without any issues. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, feel free to submit them by the Q&A function located at the right panel of your screen. And finally, this session is being recorded, and a copy of this one will be sent to everyone attending today's webinar, along with the slides that David's about to present to you. Our intention today is that everyone will walk away with some learnings on what Mobile Wallet is, an idea on how to implement it as part of your digital marketing strategy for 2021. And now it's my pleasure to introduce you to today's speaker, David Bourne. David is an experienced senior manager, leader, a marketer, and a strategist with more than 20 years experience in different industries such as telecommunications, energy, retail, financial, and media. Now, with no further ado, we will go over to David. David, over to you, please.
Again, thanks everyone for your time. Like I said, I appreciate it and trust that what we cover today will be useful to you and your digital marketing strategy. Hopefully, this is going to be both informative and fun as we go into or delve into mobile wallet marketing. So what are we going to cover? Firstly, what we want to go over is Mobile Wallet 101. We will identify what Mobile Wallet is, and just as importantly, what it isn't. We're going to take a look at how a mobile wallet is structured and the most common formats used in market today. So sort of coupons, event tickets, and loyalty cards. We'll show you why it is the next marketing big thing. And then we're going to take a field trip to Ikea because I've got to go grab some Lego storage boxes. And while we're at Ikea, we're going to see how mobile wallet works in practice and how it could work even better to maximize the customer experience. We'll take a look at some clever ways mobile wallet can be used, and then how you can plan to implement this into your marketing mix. We'll round our session off with some digital trends for 2021, and we'll leave you with some key takeouts. Okay, let's get started. So just to set the scene, it's now 2021, 2020's gone, and apps are falling out of favor with customers. In fact, Forrester Research tells us that most customers are not going to download a brand's app. But nonetheless, they have no intention of ditching their mobile phones. In fact, they are ramping up the transactions. And if 2020 taught us anything, it's that customers will have their phones at the ready to scan a QR code whenever it's presented. So that brings me to a poll. So personally, look, I rarely download a brand's app. In fact, I think the last time I did was because I was at a museum and my daughter wanted to access the augmented reality there. But, you know, how about you? How often do you download a brand's app? It's never, rarely, sometimes, frequently, or always. So I'll get Alex to pop up a poll. I think the poll is already open. We'll let that run. Okay, so I'm very interested in what comes back from that. Okay. 9 trillion is a really big number. So the ramp up in this sort of mobile is significant. And if we have a look at Juniper Research, they're predicting $9 trillion worth of transactions to be by 2024. So that represents a lot of tapping at a lot of terminals by a lot of people with loads and loads of phones and watches and other Internet of Things. And that's also because Apple and Google will continue to support their mobile wallet platforms. There's well over 1 billion users worldwide, and this audience will just grow. Will just continue to grow. And as that audience grows, then the platform will evolve because as adoption expands, there's more money on the table, it'll just continue to grow. Speaking of adoption and how rapid the adoption can be, back in 2018 when Google launched Google Pay, and you had to download it, it didn't come native in the software, in the phone operating system, it only took 3 months for them to get 100 million users. So the adoption, once it gets into a mobile device, is incredibly rapid. So the reach is already huge. The potential can only expand. And if you combine this with what we know that customers are desiring better ways to interact with your brand without having to download an app or log into a site, it just makes sense to have a way to meet that demand. And quite simply, if you acknowledge your customers by providing them with a unique and personalized way to engage, this is going to increase repeat purchases, and it can only increase average order value. A lot of talk about digitization and digital transformation. So finally, that demand to digitize, that's growing. It's growing across all age groups. But I guess the leaders of that are 18 to 24-year-olds, who, with 72% of them preferring digital products and services. So let's get into it. What is mobile wallet marketing? What is mobile wallet? Well, before I get into that, it's important to understand what it's not. It's not just a credit card on your phone, and it's certainly not an app that you need to download to your phone. So that means that it doesn't require a massive investment to use it. Importantly, it requires no download. It's native on iPhone and Android, and that means that the benefit from the operating system updates. So when the system updates, the mobile wallet card updates. That also means that there's very little maintenance. It's done by Apple and Google. They also work when the phone is disconnected from service or in airplane mode. They can have updates pushed to them with new offers or content. They can work with localized geolocation offers. They can be personalized one-to-one or one-to-many. In addition, they can integrate with a POS system to close that loop. They can also integrate with your CRM to become live versions of an event ticket, live versions of a card, live versions of a entry badge to a workplace. Let's have a look at the anatomy. We'll tear it apart. What is a mobile wallet pass? So the mobile wallet pass structure, well, that's determined by the operating system. So whether it's Apple or Google, both Apple and Google share common elements, some of which are static, and they're able to be dynamically, and others, sorry, that are able to be dynamically populated. One way to think of it is that the pass is a branded card, and it's a branded card with fixed elements. Say logo, current offer, and they're generally static. But other elements of the card are able to be personalized by customer interactions or data. The name on the card, a membership number, loyalty points, they're all able to be data-driven, and they can be changed as the customer interacts. But unlike sort of traditional cards, physical coupons, a mobile wallet pass can contain more information. So it's not just that which is printed on the card. Your brand details, contact us, privacy, your geolocations, favorite store, favorite location, terms and conditions, they can all be presented. In addition to information being presented, you can have links, a link to your site, a link to a competition, a link to a survey. All these pieces of information can be presented. Now, when I said that the images are static, they can still be updated. So if you need to rebrand, this can be managed with an update. That logo, that image, and all the colors can be updated in moments. And for instance, if you had multiple tiers like membership, you're going from a bronze member to a silver to a gold to a lifetime member, this can all be denoted on the card as that status changes. Why is it the next big thing, next big marketing thing? Wallets at the moment, they're seen as a loyalty programs, but there are just so many possible journeys and scenarios that you can use this for. A wallet pass is more than just a digital card or coupon. It can be used to distribute coupons, of course, and notify customers of offers. It can issue them with receipts. It can do event tickets. It can even be used for e-booking of a facility. You could use it to enter a car park. It could be for click and collect. You could use it as an access badge into a building, into your work. And that access badge could have a free coffee if you come in every day for a week. It can be used as a room key in a hotel that can be distributed on arrival, and then it can expire as you leave the geolocation. And they're just some of the possible usages that you can have mobile wallet passes for. But they're also incredibly easy to get to your customers. You just need to find the best reason to encourage your customers to save your brand on their mobile phone. Then you add a link. It could be a QR code, inbound text, and you add that to a touch point, whether that's at the point of sale, whether you're sending out your regular email, whether you've got print material, whatever it is, or the sky. So when I say download from any touch point, I mean any. Think of an event where you're wanting to acquire new customers. And say it's a grand final. It's a night grand final, like they are. You could pop a QR code up in the sky. You got an entire audience looking at this QR code, and the image there is about 1,500 drones in Shanghai that put on a display and then put a QR code up. You can issue them with an instant reward. So the instant reward could be, you sign up for this today and someone's going to win something. Instant reward could just be a coupon or a discount that could be used there and then. Free drink. Or a code to go to an online store. So the ability to acquire customers at scale is incredible. Acquiring new customers, so we just went through a way to acquire new customers, but this is it's simple, and it doesn't interrupt the sales process. So you could have a personalized POS display with just a QR code. You can use NFC technology for them just to tap, and your customers can install that voucher, that program directly onto their mobile wallets, and then you can trigger whatever CRM activities you want after that. But what it does, it creates an immediate presence on the mobile. So if I do that with email, for instance, I sign up to your email program, it goes and I have to wait and I have to sign up and wait for my email to download, all that kind of stuff. This goes directly to that phone. So it's right there in front of me. So take an example, if I'm going into a venue or a retail place and I want to sign up to your program and someone's asked me to, I can scan the QR code as I enter, which I'm used to doing now. I'm scanning QR codes everywhere. I can scan the QR code as I enter because it's going to give me 10% off right now. I don't have to wait for you to issue a card or give you my mobile phone number, or I have to repeat that. As I get towards the checkout, I can do that immediately. And when I do that, all that information can be updated inside my CRM as my activity happens in real time. So my points are there. Now, I don't carry a wallet anymore, and I love that. And I don't have any of the bits of plastic, and I don't miss them at all. If you move towards mobile wallets, these are personalized, and it can be updated with your content, if it's loyalty related data, and I don't have to log in somewhere. Like I said, tickets, room keys, access badges, they don't need to be printed. They don't even have to be scanned when I check into a hotel. I can't lose them, and I can't accidentally put them through the wash. What I want you to think of is lock screen marketing. So mobile wallet is a way to put your brand on a lock screen. Mobile wallet notifications default to being on, and they don't constantly ask customers to confirm they want to continue to receive them. So they don't ask you, do you want to continue to allow me to use the geolocation? Do you want to continue to allow me to send you notifications? So this allows you to create that unique relationship with each customer. If you have a discount, if it's a birthday offer, product, if personal information has changed, the customer will know about it and they'll go straight to their lock screen. With geolocation marketing, that will allow you to send notification when someone passes a specific location. It could be they pass a particular competitor and you want to remind you that you have a better offer. You can even use beacons, and when they move past a beacon, it can notify them on the lock screen. If they're going from floor to floor and you want to say there's a discount at this particular floor within your organization, there's something at the bistro and there's a discount today and they had to move, it can go to the lock screen and tell them that this is there. Now, one of the reasons why it doesn't constantly ask you for this information like an app does is because mobile wallet is privacy compliant. The user data doesn't leave the phone. So it allows you to generate the traffic you want to where you want to put it. In addition to that, you can do push notifications. So you can eliminate the need for them, like I said, to go into their own personal accounts and don't have to remember their password or ask them to resubmit the password. The rewards are there on their phone. And you can notify them when their points balance change or their status changes. That's going to come through. In addition to that, if you've got an event, a weekend event or a particular product launch that you want to let them know about, you can push something to the card. So when I showed you the anatomy before, that anatomy can change. So if you want to change the card itself to be a hero image, that can certainly change, and you can push that whenever you need to get that information through. Okay, so that's why we're going for I believe that it's a big thing and it's going to continue, and you'll see it more in 2021. How to use it. Okay, so mobile wallet is new old tech. It's been around for a while. It's 2018, and some companies are on their way and some are just starting. To understand how it can be used and how it can be better used, I'm going to go to Ikea. While we're there, I want you to think of the notion of everywhere commerce. Everywhere, anywhere. Everywhere commerce helps you connect your shoppers wherever they are in the buying journey. Okay, let's go to Ikea. So Ikea have a card. It's a loyalty card, and I've lost it a few times, or I did lose it a few times, and then I had it reissued. Then I added the card to a card storage app so I could use it when I was in store, but it needed a connection to pull the image back, and it never worked because Ikea, the one I go to, which is in Tempe in Sydney, has poor phone reception. So I just stopped using it. And I had to go to Ikea. I'm going to grab some, like I said, Lego storage boxes and spend my $10 voucher. So I like Ikea. I like the way they use their email program. They issued me with a digital card, and the card looks like this. You can see that they put a logo and some text, and it's nice. My name is personalized, it's good, and my card number is there. So if it needs to be keyed in by a scanner, if the scanner fails, I can put it in, that's good, it's great. The blue box could be better, but the thing about it is they can change that at any time. And when they do, my phone will let me know something has changed, and I can come in and check it out because it'll push that information to me. It could be a promo, like I said before. So it could very well be used as a hero spot that changes quarterly or weekly, probably too frequent. The back, well, this could be much better. I can remove the pass, and that's a default, but it could have contact us, link to the website, to their privacy policy. They have an app that lets you place furniture within the store, and that could be there as well. Definitely the ability to turn on and off automatic updates and suggestions on the lock screen. But these are all very simple updates. Not a huge amount of investment to be able to change this, and they can be implemented. And when they are implemented, it'll start a conversation with me. It'll push something to my screen, something has changed, I'll go in and I'll have a look. So why did I come to Ikea? I think I told you, I have a $10 birthday voucher, thanks Ikea. And in the email, they gave me a QR code, which is nice, good email marketing. And they provided me with a checkout code. So an online checkout code as well within the email. So that's good, good CRM marketing, really good. At the bottom, they provided me with a function to add the card to my wallet, just in case I hadn't already or I had removed it. Again, thank you, Ikea. But when I got there, my lock screen didn't trigger to let me know about my card. That's to me, that's a bit of a missed opportunity. Could have welcomed me to Tempe and said, hey, spend the $50 you need to get the $10 voucher to work. But I'm here to grab some stuff, so I'm going to grab some Lego boxes, storage boxes. They're really cool, by the way. Oops, spun on. So I got to spend 50 to get 10, but I spent more. I got some plants and a really cool Allen key torch and a a frame and something to make sure I don't kill the plants, to check the water levels. But for me, Ikea have free Wi-Fi, and I'm a little risk averse. So I have a VPN on my phone. It's turned on, and it deems Ikea Wi-Fi unsafe. So it's going to be problematic for me to get that code. And the reason is because email loads the images when I load the email. So it hasn't cached anywhere on my phone. It's my daughter Ruby, and she's just going to have to wait there in that chair while I go outside. So this is the actual experience. There he goes, kiddo, I want the $10. Spent a lot of money, and I'm going to go get my voucher. So I'm going to go outside where I can get to a reception area, and then I'll come back. So here's my email. So email doesn't stop. So I'm scrolling through my email to find it. I've got to find it. Where is it? Okay. Oh, that's some more CRM marketing coming in there. Did I get everything I need? I can do a survey. And then I find it. There it is. Happy birthday, me. Great. There's the QR code. I'm going to have to take a screenshot of that. And then a screenshot, save it to my photos. And then when I get to checkout, I'm going to have to go through multi-screens. Get my thing, scan it, all that kind of stuff. So what could have been improved there? Well, when I think of my journey to Ikea, a few things stand out. Card, the voucher, and the experience could be improved. Perhaps a few tweaks, could remove some steps, and that would give me a more streamlined process. And I wouldn't be annoying someone behind me in the queue or having to tell the checkout person that I have this and this and this to use. That could all just happen in one go. But the blocks are there. There's a card, there's a loyalty program, they're all active. So the improvements can be made without a huge investment. There's no need for a knockdown rebuild, just some tweaks. So next time you visit a retailer, a club, a bar, or even your work, what I want you to think about is the touch points, yeah? I want you to think about your customer journey. I want you to think about how often your phone is in your hand. And I want you to think of where that phone, lock screen, intersects with a touch point, whether it's even just visiting a website, and I'm researching here on my site, my phone. If you're viewing an ad, approaching a location, when I'm in the location, when I'm at the checkout, when I'm at the bar, when I'm at the table, and where it could improve my experience. Perhaps it's there to greet me warmly or reward me for loyalty. It could remind you of an offer, something you've forgotten about. It could give you information on a favored product, something on my wish list, or it could let me know I've abandoned something in my online cart. It could give me access to a room where I don't have to ask for a second key because it's on my partner's phone. It could get me into my office or enter an event. Where can that lock screen intersect to provide a shortcut? It's a shortcut to an action. It's a shortcut to an action that improves my relationship with the brand. Okay, so we use it. So we don't just advocate the use of the mobile wallet, we use it ourselves. So we're an agency, yep, and we have a sales funnel like everyone, and our funnel includes programs, and the programs have triggers based on our CRM and our rules. One of those programs is to get a meeting, and a meeting face-to-face, because face-to-face is very effective and we can demonstrate a solution. Within that, we contain a QR code link, and we encourage people to download a pass because we want you to see how this actually works. Yeah. When you're near one of our offices, whether it's where we are today in Pyrmont or Melbourne, Brisbane, you'll get a notification on your lock screen as you come towards us, and the offer is a free coffee. Upstairs here at our coffee shop, and you can use that. Now, if you come in for the meeting, you'll get that, and we're going to buy you coffee anyway. But if you're here, we're in Pyrmont right next to the Star. If you're parking and you're walking past the Star, you're going to get that as well. So we're putting our brand, reminding you that we exist when you're near a location that's near us. So it's a shortcut. In addition to that, we know when you downloaded the pass, so we can see that. And we can trigger another message if we want more messages. We put you in a journey. So we know you downloaded it. We know when you used it. We can remind you about it, that you haven't used it. And when you do become a customer, it can now become a loyalty card. So we can now reward you. It's our brand on your lock screen. So we can say, thank you for coming and visiting us today. It can be on your watch, it can be on your phone, and it's just nice. So I did promise to talk about how to implement this. So hopefully you're very excited about the prospects and you're beginning to think about how this is going to work in your business, how to implement. First thing is to locate those touch points, is to think about where it intersects. So like I said with Ikea, when you go to work or you go to next retailer, it doesn't necessarily need to be for you, but think about how your interaction intersects with your lock screen and where that moment could be. We're very good at understanding where our touch points are for getting an email address, but these touch points are a little different. It's where we intersect, where something could go onto my screen. Secondly, it's to find the best reason to encourage your customers to save that on their mobile phones, whether that's an offer, a membership offer, a coupon, a discount. That's what you need to sort of understand. Why would somebody want that on their phone to use? From that, you're going to figure out where you're going to put this link to get it downloaded, whether that's a QR code on printed material, if you're using something like, if you're very heavy into social and you've got a good Instagram following, whether I'm doing a swipe up competition, swipe up to give me my details, I'll issue you with an immediate reward. The immediate reward can just be a free drink, free fries, whatever that happens to be, a free meal. And adding that to those touch points, whether that's SMS, email, your website, social, or the sky, if you can do that. And then lastly is about thinking about those subtle nudges. This is not about sending out a large volume of emails or SMSs. This is about that intersection as to when it is completely relevant for someone to put something onto my lock screen. So if that's, I'm heading towards a venue and my status has changed or I've got points that I can use, that nudge can come up. If you overdo it, you've already got email, you've already got other channels to put large volume of information to come out. This is that shortcut. Okay, I did promise some YOT 2021 playing out, and we're just going to go through a few of these. So the first one is about informed buyers and wanting to buy from informed brands. And when I look at that, I think of your relationship with your customers, it just needs to be more personal than ever. We look at first-party data becoming critical, and privacy is a concern. Third-party data is sort of on the way out. So thinking of using methods of communication that are going to create a safe and personal relationship with customers are a must. I think of 2020 and the amount of aggregators that I was dealing with, so whether that's a marketplace or even just a food aggregator like an Uber or whatever, and losing contact with the brand. So I think as we move into 2021, that rather than the brand having a desire to have a personal relationship with their customers, it's the customers who are going to want to have a more personal relationship with you because you're the informed party. I don't really want to go through this triage. Secondly, is that digital has become the new normal. It just has. So thinking digital first. And to me, that doesn't mean that you're looking to update your systems to being able to work from home or host a virtual event. Like that's part of it. But especially in Australia, here in New South Wales, people are going to need, and they're ready to start to come back to physical locations. So we need to think of compelling and innovative ways that we can engage them that appeal to this increased reliance on screens. So that increased usage or screen time, I don't know if you monitor yours on your phone when it comes up and tells you, but that's increasing. So ways to do that intersect with the physical world are really critical. Now, the more video content, you might think, well, there's enough already, and great video content, it's going to continue to be produced, and brands will continue to do that for sure. But there are large adoptions of platforms, in TikTok, for example, and the concern about the quality now over the quantity or the entertainment value means that brands are able to react rapidly. 2020 showed us just how rapidly we can react to changes in market. I think about how getting a message out to your customers, and there's always a barrier of fear when you're going to produce video, for instance. So video is hard, but we learned in 2020 that if a brand and a senior manager needs to get something out to the entire customer base, that they were doing that just using their mobile phones. So once that fear erodes, then you can start producing more content. And that content, I think, will be looking at more video content. And like I said, in 2020, getting those messages out rapidly was especially during periods of uncertainty, was very well received by customers. Chatbots. Okay, so you might be forgiven and you can say that there are chatbots have taken over already, but what I'm talking about more so with chatbots is that the second generations are better. The original ones were terrible, they're very clunky, but I think as we move into 2021, you'll see this as a bit of a milestone year for chatbots, because they're going to reach that level of conversation that's capable of earning them wide acceptance. So rather than when you originally had menus on phones and you were pushing through and getting frustrated and just trying to get to a human, I think you'll find that the chatbots are much better at making sure they can address and speak to you in a way that makes you feel like your question has been answered and resolved. And as that investment continues to grow, they're only going to get better. Now, finally, I probably could have put in electric cars there because electric cars are going to be huge. Not so much in our localized region, but definitely in other regions. But second to that is digital wallets. And they're believed to be a groundbreaking trend because merchants and consumers will be using them, and they already come pre-installed. So that's a big difference between a lot of other products. They're already there. And as that usage and adoption increases, it'll surge. And it's surging because that contactless experience, I mean, we're talking about contactless experiences. I mean, if we were at the top of 2020, we weren't talking hugely about contactless experiences, but we all know it, and it's become pivotal to daily life. Okay, so just to finish this up, I want to give you something to take away. Your customers, they already have a phone. That phone has a wallet. In addition, they are expecting you to digitize anywhere it is possible. The return is greater than the investment for you and your customer. This is not a heavy investment, but when you think of how it can work for customer acquisition and retention, mobile wallet can assist rapidly. Like I said, you throw something up in the sky, people can download it. So if you need to acquire new customers or ensure that existing customers are provided the experience that they want and are asking for. And finally, that potential is huge. At the moment, like I said earlier, you may have seen it as a loyalty card or an event ticket, plane ticket. And perhaps if you're lucky enough, someone sent you a coupon that you can use, and it has minimal personalization. But the potential to use the geolocation and the CRM-based marketing and the lock screen marketing is going to become widely used. And when it does, I think you'll see the results are going to be incredible. Thank you for that. I'm going to hand back to Alex. I think you've already put hand back to Alex, and he'll end the session. We'll take some questions.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, David. I'm sure that everyone attending today's webinar have actually gained some valuable insights and have a better understanding of what mobile wallet is, how to use the technology as part of the digital marketing strategy for this year, and if it's not this year, it'll be the year ahead. We have received a lot of questions today, and just thank you very much to everyone that submitted their questions. Just going to read a couple of those. If we don't have time today to go all over the questions, please don't worry. We'll follow up after the session. So here we go. First one. This is an interesting one. David, do I need an app to implement mobile wallets in my business?
I'll put my microphone back on. No, you don't need an application to put this into your business. The application to build an app is expensive and long, and it's natively built into the the operating system. So it's quite easy to get in.
Beautiful, thank you. And another question we received from our audience today, it's very common throughout my conversations with other marketers as well. And it's what is someone switch off the app notifications?
Okay, so app notifications will stop notifications coming from that application. And when you download an application, it's going to ask you whether you want permission. It doesn't affect mobile at all. It's defaulted to on. So you don't need to worry about that being switched off.
Thank you. We've got another one here. How many customers do we need to implement mobile wallet, and what's the time frame? I think that's a good one.
It's a good question. One. So especially as it's an acquisition tool, you don't need to have a base already. It's nice if you do have one because you can share everybody with a pass, and it's a great conversation starter. But really, you just need that one. And to build the pass itself, we can build a pass in 15 minutes, I guess. If we need to. The part that you need to really think about is, like I said before, is where it intersects and where it is within your strategy. Once that part is in, the actual implementation is rapid.
Thank you. And okay, thank you so much, David, for running the presentation today. Again, I believe that everyone can actually walk away with valuable insights. And to everyone attending to today's webinar, thank you so much for your support. This is the first of a series of webinars that we'll be running, so please stay tuned. Before I go and before I conclude this webinar, I just wanted to mention that we have 5 spots available for free strategy sessions. The idea is to help you understand how to incorporate mobile wallet as part of your business or club in order to increase member or customer engagement and loyalty. So if you're interested in those spots, please feel free to send us an email. I'll be sharing the emails just right after the session. To book the spot, just send us an email. If you have any feedback about any topics that you want us to cover in our next webinar, also feel free to send it to us as well. Once again, David, once again, everyone attending, thank you for joining us, and I wish you all a lovely day.